Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about gamma risk, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description where you can find Coach's education platform. Enjoy guys.
So maybe I'm getting tripped up on a word in what you describe in your material, which is gamma risk, and the term I'm catching is risk. So I get gamma. At the top of the gamma curve is at the money. That's when it's highest, right?
No.
So when you describe it as
No, that's
risk,
when it's lowest.
I'm talking about the gamma curve, not the profit tent.
Yeah, the gamma at the top of a profit tent is the lowest value of gamma that you're going to have.
Correct. But I'm talking about the gamma curve, like just going back to the definition of gamma, right?
Okay.
Using the Greeks. Yeah, at the top of that gamma curve, that's when it's most valuable. Here, it's at its lowest because that's when it's at the money, right? That's when you have the two short strikes in the middle. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. So when you say risk, are you talking about it moving away from the center of the tent? Is that what you were saying?
Ideally, we're trying to get to a low gamma situation because as long as we are in the least amount of gamma on our trade, we're making the most amount of money.
Least amount of gamma. Yes. Okay. Yes, I get it.
So once we get off of that profit curve, our gamma starts increasing. And so now the sensitivity to price is increasing, meaning that small fluctuations in price can drastically affect the value of our position. So that's the risk.
I get it. I understand that's what I thought, but I just wanted to clarify that my musings were actually correct to what you were thinking and saying. Okay, cool. Thank you.
What we're trying to do is we're always trying to put on trades that are maximizing our ability to get the lowest possible gamma that we can. That is the whole purpose of being narrow and low volatility and wide and high volatility. We're trying to maximize our gamma situation and the potential for return on our capital. And then at the same time, minimize our ultimate risk, our drawdown. That's what we're doing all the time. When you try to explain people in complex Greeks, doesn't make a lot of sense. And
yeah, I get it.
They'll think that, hey, I got to make some sort of calculation. And they'll say something like, what level of gamma? I don't know. It could be anything.
Gamma neutral. How can I scalp gamma? I love those blogs. Gamma scalping is, to me, a gun in the face.
Yeah. So I try to reduce everything down to a visual representation because then it's much easier. You don't have to deal with the numbers because the numbers are irrelevant. Everything's relative. That's the problem at that particular time versus just a few minutes ago. And so you can't take any value and say definitively that's good or that's bad or that's where I should be more bullish or bearish. It's virtually impossible because it all depends on where that is relative to where it was just a few minutes ago, relative to where it was a few hours ago, relative to where it was a day ago.
You actually bring up a thought, actually, speaking of a day ago. In this morning's trade, because we're in a space, what I call the white space, meaning there's nothing but white above, there's nothing to the left. The chart, in this case, we're at all-time highs in the market. But even if you're looking at 30, 60, 90 years, whatever, we're in the white space. So if we're in the white space at an open on a gap, where do we look for a pullback to a low volume area? Because there really isn't any.
I don't know. If I don't know and I don't have an edge, what do I do?
Nothing.
Good answer. Because what's our number one tenet in this trading? I told you two different tenets that we use that kind of define our underlying philosophy. We meet the coach meeting. The first one was capital preservation over profits.
I took it at the overnight high when it was blasting through that, pulled back to that overnight high, and then it went. I mean, it didn't go into the
but it's pure speculation. As long as you feel like you're taking a good risk, that's okay. Log it, whatever. It's not necessarily part of your trading strategy, but it's an experiment, right? You try something. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're taking a good risk-adjusted trade, I have no problem with that. But then to say, what do I do in this situation? What do I do in that situation? And it's outside the bounds of what we do. I say, it's up to you. You want to make an experiment and try it out and log the results. That's great. But do it 100 times and then come up with some kind of conclusion after that.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button below. If there's any questions that you might have for Coach Ernie, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thanks guys.